All right, thanks, guys. If you haven't already signed up for my Patreon page, you're certainly missing out. We're hitting at 60% our last 25 board member package plays on that site. We're also hitting at 64% our last 14 college basketball package plays on that site as well. Link for that website is in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, if you guys notice, the board looks a little bit different. I guess Xfinity updated their graphics or whatever. So cat's out of the bag. If you're wondering what I use for my background, all it is a big flat screen TV and the Xfinity app with music choice paused in the background. So there you go. There's your formula for a bunch of subscribers on YouTube if you want to produce some sports content. So anyway, they updated the graphics, and unfortunately with that, they didn't put a whole lot of games on the board here today for college basketball. They just put two. It was this Michigan game and Omaha at Arizona. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into a couple of these matchups. Our first couple of games here are not currently on our big screen in the back, but we'll have to make do. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, beginning with Wisconsin taking on Rutgers. 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. Rutgers, they're the 2-point favorite in this matchup here. Totals at 125. We actually saw a half a point move toward Rutgers and movement upward on the total. The Scarlet Knights open the Scarlet Knights open -1.5 up to -2. Total open 124 up to 125. The Badgers of Wisconsin, they're taking 56% of the consensus action right now, and 55% of the consensus are leaning toward the over. Now, Wisconsin's 5-4 straight up on the year. They have marquee wins over Indiana and Marquette. They're shooting 79% from the stripe, and they're allowing just 62 points per contest. A couple more things to add about Wisconsin. They rank in the top 30 in the nation in defensive rebounding. Nate Roivers is averaging 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Kobe King, 12 points a game, 4 rebounds. And Aleem Ford, 10 points a game, 5 rebounds for him. Wisconsin is also giving up just 63 points per contest when traveling. Now, Rutgers on the other side, losers in their last 2 straight. They're also just 3-4 against the spread in their last 7. They're shooting just 28% from downtown, and they're shooting just 65% from the stripe. Put them on the line. Total-wise, Rutgers 5-1 to the over in their last 6. I'm going to lean Wisconsin +2 and the over 125 in that game. All right, next matchup, it is going to be UT Arlington taking on Houston. 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. Houston's -12.5, total 141 and a hook. Saw a half a point move toward Houston and movement downward on the total. The Cougars open as the 12-point favorite up to -12.5. Total open 142 down to 141 and a hook. 51% of the consensus are leaning toward Houston. 55% shaded toward the over. UT Arlington, the Mavericks, they failed to cover in their last 3 straight. They're also 0-4 straight up as the dog. 2-6 straight up in their last 8 as well, and they failed to cover in 5 out of those 8 games. Now, the Mavericks are scoring just 69 points per contest. They're also shooting just 41% from the field, and, they're scoring just 64 points per contest when traveling this year. Now, Houston on the other side, 3-0 straight up in their last trio of ball games, 5-2 straight up in their last 7. Houston ranks in the top 25 in scoring in the nation. They are averaging 82 points per contest. They're also shooting 47% from the field, 38% from downtown, and they rank in the top 10 in offensive rebounding. Quentin Grimes, 18 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for the Cougs. Nate Hinton, 12 points a game, 9 rebounds. And Fabian White, he's got 11 points a game, 6 rebounds that he is averaging as well for Houston. The Cougs are 3-1 straight up at home, 5-1 straight up when favored. 5 out of Houston's last 7 did get over the number. Meanwhile, UT Arlington 3-0 to the over in their last 3. I'm going to lean Houston -12 and a hook in the over 141.5 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Wednesday's college basketball action. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. We're halfway there. The weekend is almost here. Now, before we dive into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube, I just want to quickly remind you, once again, to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. We do daily premium selections on that website beginning at just $1.99 per month. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. We are currently hitting at 60% in our last 25 board member package plays on that site. We're also hitting at 64% in our last 14 college basketball package plays on that site as well. And if you're wondering, well, why would I pay for your Patreon page when I can get your picks for free right here on YouTube? Well, I will address that question at the end of this program here today. You can actually check out my current Patreon record for free right now as well. It is right on the homepage. Link for that site is in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. But without any further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into our next couple of games. And of course, I'm talking about Michigan taking on Illinois, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off at Illinois. Michigan is the 1.5-point favorite on the road here. Totals at 142.5. We saw a half a point move toward Michigan and movement downward on the total. The Wolverines open as the 1-point favorite up to -1.5. Total open 145 down to 142 and a hook. 61% are leaning Michigan, 84% shaded toward the over. The Wolverines are 8-1 straight up on the year, 5-1 against the spread in their last 6. They rank in the top 40 in the country in scoring. They're averaging 80 points a game. They also rank in the top 15 in field goal percentage. They're shooting 50.3% from the field. Isaiah Livers, 15 points a game, 4 rebounds. John Teskey, 14 points a game, 9 rebounds and 2 blocks. And of course, Xavier Simpson, 12 points a game, 4 rebounds and 9 assists. This Michigan squad, they have marquee wins over Iowa, Gonzaga, and UNC. They're shooting 40% from downtown, and they're allowing just 65 points per contest on the road. Now, Illinois has dropped their last 2 straight. Their opponents are shooting 34% from downtown, and they failed to cover in 3 out of their last 5 at home. Now, total-wise, Illinois is 2-1 to the over in their last 3. Michigan's 4-2 to the over in their last 6. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and take Michigan -1 in the over 142.5 in that game. All right. Next and final matchup for the show, obviously not on the big screen, but it is going to be Fresno State taking on Cal, the Golden Bears. 10 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. Fresno State is -2 on the road here, total at 126.5. We saw a half a point fade of Fresno and movement upward on the total. Once again, Fresno State open 2.5 down to -2. Total open 125.5 up to 126 and a hook. 68% are leaning Cal, 64% shaded toward the over. Fresno, 4-game losing streak right now. Losers in their last 4 straight. They're also winless on the road this year, 0-5 straight up when traveling. They're shooting just 41% from the field, and they're allowing 70 points per contest. Now, the Golden Bears of Cal, they are undefeated at home this year, 5-0 straight up in the friendly confines, or as the official home team. They're also 3-2 against the spread in that same category. They're shooting 40% from the 3-point line. Matt Bradley, 17 points a game, 4 rebounds. Kareem South, 11 points a game, 3 rebounds for Cal. And Grant Antasevich, 7 rebounds, 8 points for Grant. Now, Cal's 3-2 to the over in their last 5. They're also 6-3 to the over for the season. Fresno, on the other side, 6 straight overs in their last 6. That's right, 6-0 to the over in their last 6 games. I'm going to lean toward Cal +2 and the over 126.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we are hitting at 60% in our last 25 board member package plays. We're also hitting at 64% in our last 14 college basketball package plays on that website as well. I like Cal +2 over 126.5. Michigan -1 over 142 and a hook. Houston -12.5 over 141 and a hook. And last but certainly not least, I like Wisconsin +2 and the over 125 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to Lane Eternal Master, Abdul Isahaku, Haha Your Mom, Michael Clapp, James Singh, MW, Evil Dax, Sammy Sullivan, Daniel Clark, Stephen Lewis, Gio Lopez, Kennedy Thompson, Senate Transportation Services DC. Shout out to Mitt Obama, 201 Lifestyle, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Cedric Thomas. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on Patreon, where once again we do daily premium picks on that site, beginning at just $1.99 per month. We also have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why would I pay for your Patreon page when I get your picks for free right here on YouTube? And that's a great thought. That's a great concept, and certainly a great question. Let me just riddle you this. What we do here on YouTube is, especially in professional sports, we handicap pretty much every single game on the board, both the side and the total. And I'll tell you this much. If you're going to bet your hard-earned money on every single game, side and total, you're going to lose in the long run. It's not a winning formula for success. As a matter of fact, you're probably going to end up losing in the short run as well. It's too many games. The math is against you. The books are too smart. They're too sharp. They have too much money. They can withstand the swings. That's just too many games to bet on. You're not going to make a profit betting every single game, side and total. So what we do on Patreon is we really kind of narrow it down and focusing on 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage selections, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current record on Patreon is a whole lot better than it is throwing darts on YouTube, handicapping every single game, side and total. And as a matter of fact, you can actually check out my current Patreon record for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. It's right on the homepage. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I do have to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Wednesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage.